Guys, greetings from Northeast DC, where I just dropped my kid off at a robot competition. I wanted to show you this building here on the right, though. Over here is a fire station. Yeah, just like anyone else, engine company number 27. It's a nice modern fire station. But what's interesting is what's behind it. See this? Building 1, and then there's another building, building 2. They all got doors out there. These are the DC Fire Department reserves, okay? These are the backup engines. They ever have like a need for extra fire trucks or a major fire or something, they've got a little bit of everything stored in these buildings. Backup ladder trucks, backup hazmat vehicles, backup ambulances. There you go. You can see a few of them just sitting here in wait should there ever be, well, a major event that needs extra fire trucks. Pretty cool. Hey guys, good morning. It is Saturday morning, and listen, we have just detected a vice presidential movement that's not on the calendar. Her helicopter is inbound to the Naval Observatory right now. So let's go down and take a look. There she is. There's a Marine. Going to open the back door, and then we're going to have this thing go, we got the wrong thing focused. There we go. And that big black thing blocks our view. Okay, that's your Secret Service escort. There we go. That's not her. She's behind the trees. How annoying these trees are. There she is. Hey guys, hope you had a good weekend. It is Monday in Washington, D.C., and not a lot is going on. But let's go try to find something interesting. And I forgot my police radio. That's part of what I need to have to find something interesting. Let's go back to my, get it. Okay guys, this is a Uniden SDS 100. This is pretty much one of the best scanners you can buy. It came out several years ago, but after it came out, the guy who headed the Uniden division for scanner development, he died. So this is basically his swan song device. And as more and more stations have gone encrypted, the market for building police scanners has really kind of fizzled out. I still carry it because I can hear the fire department, I can hear aviation, and occasionally I hear some policemen. But there's another reason I carry it too. You see, when I put this radio in my top pocket, the antenna sticks out like that, yeah? And you'd be surprised, well maybe not, how many street people and guys up to no good on the street, well they see a dude like me with a big antenna sticking out of one of his pockets, and they kind of stay away. Sort of a self-protection thing. This is actually a pretty good business in Washington, D.C. Paper shredding, yeah? You got documents that you don't want around, and they have to be shredded. And they actually have like a US government standard for shredding, and they can shred documents to the US government standard. You see those trucks around all the time. Mostly just law firms and stuff. Grilled cheese bar, because you know, grilled cheese sandwich has got to be a gourmet grilled cheese sandwich. Not today. I don't feel like French fries. All right, we're going to mosey by the White House. Not much is going on. Biden is out on the West Coast. He comes back 8 o'clock tonight, 8:30. I'm not sure if I'll cover that. Going to be kind of a game time decision, probably based on the weather. Let's go see anything exciting going on outside of the White House. Doesn't look that way, but let's go walk over there. And would you look at that, guys? The giant steam tunnel is gone. Well, maybe. There's now a big grate over where the vent used to be. I assume it could still vent if it had to, but it looks like they fixed it once and for all. That's just dust, not steam. And there's no steam venting anywhere else either. So this has been it's been a problem in DC for decades. I guess they finally just got to the point they couldn't ignore it anymore. All right, let's go this way. Okay, we are in front of the White House. We still have the Save GABA graffiti out on these things. They haven't painted over that. That's National Park Service. I guess fixing these cinder blocks is not really a priority for them. Let's mosey on in. Truth conductor playing national anthems. Pretty normal looking day. Jehovah's Witnesses out. The everlasting protest is over there, the never-ending protest. I don't know what you want to call it. There is the White House. Oh, the guy who's been protesting for the last couple administrations about a court case, I think, is out here. Hey, look at that. They've got the building that was destroyed in the George Floyd protests. They've got it all covered up in plastic now. Let's go wander over there and see what's up.
They want to see the White House. Okay? So why not try to reach the world?
Right.
What they need.
Now, right over here across from the White House, this is the lightning tree. It's still growing. This was the one that got struck by lightning about a year ago, over a year ago, killing 3 and wounding 1. But people said it was going to die, but it seems to be hanging in there. Now you can see the lightning mark. Yeah, where's up by the black squirrel? You see him? Mm-hmm. There he is. See the black squirrel? The lightning mark is just to the left of that streak that goes down there. What's that squirrel doing? He's just hanging up there. And on this side, there, behind the squirrel's tail, is the other lightning mark. I don't know if you can see it because it's so bright. So over here is what's called the Lafayette Lodge. It's basically, it was a public restroom and a small office for the National Park Service. During the George Floyd protest, protesters gutted it and burned it. And of course, taking government time. It took about 3 years just to get back to this state, which is, to be honest, it wasn't that bad. I mean, you just Should have taken like a week or two to fix, but that's government. Maybe they're gonna gold plate it or something. So over here, this bollard right here, this is the bollard that was hit by the U-Haul. Remember that dude who had a U-Haul? And yeah, there it is. The guy who had a U-Haul. He ran into that bollard. It didn't really move. In fact, if you line up all of them in a row, you can basically see it didn't even move an inch. Still perfectly in recite. Anyway, I guess he's still on trial. I have to look up his case, see what he's been up to. Over there, that's the Hay Adams Hotel. If you ever saw that Reese Witherspoon movie, Election, the last scene of that movie was filmed right in front of there. That's the St. John's Church. That's where Donald Trump took the photo with the Bible. And there was a small fire by the George Floyd protesters in the basement the night of that. That's Ashburton House. That's Lord Ashburton, the British guy who sourced the Webster-Ashburton Treaty, which settled the dividing lines between the US and Canada. They sorted that out in that building. It used to be the British legation. Over here on my right, of course, is the George Floyd Lafayette Lodge, which maybe one day they'll finish it. Let's just wander down H. This is H Street. That's the Dolly Madison house straight ahead there. That was the home of President Madison's wife and then widow. And then it was also the future home, as the home of NASA. NASA's very first headquarters was right there. In fact, the Mercury 7 astronauts were introduced to the public in that room right there. That was the dining room of Dolly Madison, and that's where they had the first NASA press conference. Over there, that house with the green shutters, that's the Taylor house. That was owned by the Taylor family, and it was like the big social to-do place in the 19th century around the White House area. One guy who went there was a guy named Philip Barton Key. He was the son of Francis Scott Key, who wrote The Star-Spangled Banner. Philip Barton Key was carrying on a little dalliance with the wife of Congressman Sickles of New York, and Congressman Sickles took offense to that, and he ended the affair right there by that tree. Of course, it was a different tree at the time. He shot Key dead right in front of the Taylor house. He was quickly arrested, but he pled temporary insanity because he had just found out his wife was having an affair. Not to mention he was having many affairs, but nevertheless, he just found out, was driven temporarily insane, and killed the love partner, Francis Scott Key's son, Philip Key, right there on the temporary insanity defense. And guess what? It worked. It was the first successful use of temporary insanity in the United States. Now, the building that you see now, that is the Hotel Washington. I don't actually know who owns it now. It's been through several ownership changes, but they've always kept the name Hotel Washington, no matter who owns it. Up on the roof is an incredible roof deck with a great view of Washington, D.C. If you want to go to a bar at sunset in the summertime or whatever, Hotel Washington is definitely a great place. If you've watched The Godfather 2 really closely, after Michael Corleone testified before the Senate, he went back to meet his wife, and the wife had a little discussion with him. She said, it was not a miscarriage, Michael. It was an abortion. It was a son, Michael, and I killed it because this must end. Yeah, that was all supposedly filmed in this building, but I think they did it in a soundstage and just used the exterior shots of this hotel. But anyway, sounds cool. Let's go get a bike. Okay, guys, we went ahead and grabbed a bike. It's just a lot easier to get around. Let's go up to the Washington Monument, and then we'll make our way down to the Lincoln Memorial, which is, well, it's behind it. You can't really see it right now. It's a little bit chilly today. It's about 50 degrees maybe, but a couple enough coats you can make it on a bike and not freeze to death. So up here at the Washington Monument, you've got 50 flags for all the states, and the monument itself is 555 feet tall above ground. And it goes down a bit as well. What do we got over there? There's the reflecting pool, not iced up as it was just a week ago. And you get all the tourists getting their briefing, their pre-flight briefing, basically. You know, you ever need a cigarette lighter, just come out here because all the tourists can't take it inside and they always leave them here. So you can almost always find a cigarette lighter underneath these benches. Okay. Quite a view. People out here just sleeping or something. Let's look straight up. If we can do it with this camera, it might be a little bit tricky. There we go, straight on up. Can't really see much though, can you? All right, let's keep going. So over here is the World War II Memorial. We're in the Atlantic Theater. The Pacific Theater is on the other side. Names of all the states and territories are listed on each one of these pillars. Veterans groups come from those states and leave flowers in their memory. And down here is the reflecting pool. It's not called the Forrest Gump reflecting pool, but I think most people know it by that from the movie. With the Lincoln Memorial down there. It's pretty shallow. It's only a couple inches right now. Normally it's about 2 feet at worst. Photobombing the tourist. Lots of pennies here. I guess you could throw pennies in here. All right, let's go down the lake and see what's new down there. It's been a while since we've been out here. This interesting fact, you know, most Washingtonians don't come down here. They don't really come down to the mall or the monuments unless they have guests visiting from out of town. But it's generally not something you do when you're in Washington. I know many Washingtonians lived here years, still haven't been to this memorial or that monument or this museum. Just like, oh, I'll do it next time, I'll do it next time. Baby ducks? I think, no, those are the little migratory ducks. Look like little penguins, but they're not. They're cute though. All right, let's go down Lincoln. So the Lincoln Memorial is under a major renovation right now. You can see the steps have all been basically ripped out on one side. They're redoing the basement. You see the Lincoln Memorial goes down almost as much as it goes up. There are giant pillars that go down into the sediment below. This is all basically fill. This was the river. When George Washington picked Washington, D.C., this location, this was a river. He backfilled and did land dredging and all that and made the land so they could build the monument. But it's not exactly the most solid soil in the planet. So the Lincoln Memorial, it's got to go down quite a bit. Now they're renovating the basement, not just to add nicer bathrooms, but hopefully to open it up so you can see what it looks like underneath. Well, it is really, really cool. Over there is your Korean War Memorial. That's actually our newest war memorial, though I think they are building a Desert Storm Memorial or Persian Gulf Memorial for all the wars we've had over there. So they're building a ramp, it looks like. Temporary ramp. Wow, that is one heck of a maze, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different ramps. Yeah, it is easier to have an elevator, but I guess the elevator is going out of service, and you want to let the people who need a wheelchair still be able to see it, so you build a ramp. All right, swing down this way. This is the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Otherwise known as the Wall. It has the names of all the fallen etched into the black marble over there. I'm not going to ride my bike down there. That would be a little bit too much. Let's go over this way. We are down at the big white wall covering up the Federal Reserve. You can see it just over there. That's the Federal Reserve headquarters. This building is being a massive renovation. In fact, they bought the building next door, the old Department of Interior building, and they're going to bring that into the Federal Reserve office space. Right now, most of the Federal Reserve works downtown on K Street. Let's see if we get across this road. Kerchunk. Wow, that was fun. Balfour, Betty, and Gilbane. That's the company that looks like they're doing their renovations. Anyway, not much to see behind the big white wall. I think you can see more from the back. Let's swing around back. already. Yeah, you can see the Department of Interior building over here being gutted and rebuilt. Got a big old hole in front. Wow, that's massive. Guess they're gonna add some basement space or something. They probably tore down about half of the back of this building. I thought they were gonna save the facade, but I don't know, maybe it's crumbling or something. But yeah, back here, the building used to extend a bit further, and now that's all gone. And then you can see the Fed behind it. That other white building, there's a Federal Reserve building as well. So they have some of their offices there. This will be like the Federal Reserve campus, basically. All right, let's get into the bike lane. It's down the middle of the street, but sometimes that's the safest way to go, right down the middle. On my right is part of the Organization of American States. I think that's actually got a little museum in some offices. They feature artists from Latin America, South America, and whatnot. No. Yeah, that's OAS offices. This is the OAS museum, this little building back here. And like many Washingtonians, yeah, that's one of the museums I've just never been to. Art Museum of the Americas, that's what they call it. Oh well, put it on the list, we'll get to it eventually. Now the main OAS building is right over there. The OAS is like the United Nations of the Americas, though it does even less than the United Nations does. Oh, we got Constitution Hall, Daughters of the American Revolution on the right. This on the left is the new Department of Interior, new being like 1930s, I guess. It's very government-ish. And all these buildings on the right are the Red Cross. Red Cross headquarters. The pretty buildings. I think they have some more utilitarian office space somewhere else in town. Let's head up this way. Oh, that building right there, I've shown you many times. I even took you on a tour inside. That is the Octagon House. And that was the White House after the British burned our White House. And that is where, I guess it was Van Buren, moved into this building. And that is where the Treaty of Ghent was signed, ending the War of 1812. Okay, guys, that's Washington, D.C. on a Monday. Listen, I'm going down to the White House tonight. But what I'm going to film in the helicopter return from this California trip, I won't be able to show you tonight. You'll see that tomorrow morning in the video, and we'll do other stuff in Washington tomorrow as well. Thanks a lot for watching. See you guys tomorrow.